Hello. I am going to be doing a cozy hobby room proper tour. I did this one, I believe, last year. It was totally silent and I called it my office tour. And I don't really do any sort of official work in here. Like sometimes I will edit a video. I just didn't know what to call this room yet because it's a secondary bedroom for me. This is technically a guest bedroom in my family home and it's not used as that anymore. I am the only person that comes in here, and when we have guests they go to another guest bedroom, so this is truly my space. I have brought every single hobby that I enjoy into this room, which includes coloring, and I have my sewing machine in here. I have overflow books are in here. My camera gear is in here. I have my Alpha Smarts in here. Oh yes, games. I can't believe I'm literally staring at my game controllers right now. And then I can cozy game in here as well. So I would like to take you around. This is a 12 by 12 bedroom, sort of. It's the corner back bedroom, so there's like a bit cut out of the room where the door is, and there is a closet that is to this side of me. So this bed that I'm sitting on right now is up against the corner of the room. This is a queen size bed. It's massive for the size of the room. If this room was to truly be used as a bedroom, the only thing that could efficiently fit into this room with this bed is probably 2 nightstands and a dresser underneath the TV, maybe a bookshelf as well, but not much else, efficiently speaking. I mean, my bedroom is also about the same. It's a little bit bigger than this, but the layout of my bedroom is much better for fitting multiple things in it. So I don't know where I'm going with this one, but I would like to give you a tour of my cozy hobby room. I did a sort of goodbye TikTok where I did a 9-minute tour of my cozy hobby room in this format. If you saw that and you're also watching this, you're truly a real one, because wow, it's a TikTok and it was 9 minutes long. But then TikTok came back and everyone said goodbye for what felt like no reason, even though it was very serious. So I would like to do my in-depth tour of this room and hopefully you will enjoy it. I am super zoomed in right now, but I want to show you this actual bed in its entirety. So this is a much wider angle of what the bed kind of looks like. Again, I would not be sitting so properly in this reading pillow. I would much more likely be slouched into it while watching TV. I do like to come in here during breakfast on the weekends, and I kind of just like eat my breakfast and watch TV. I feel like what I'm turning this room into is kind of a place to separate where I spend my weekends. Instead of just in my actual bedroom where I go to sleep, I spend a lot of time in here. So I wanted this to be as cozy as possible, but as separated from my bedroom as possible. I use a lot more bright colors in this room because I don't sleep in here. And in my actual bedroom, I use a lot of neutrals and browns because I am an earth tone girl. I really like the, well, clearly, I really like the greens and browns aesthetic. And I also really like the cottagecore and fairycore type things. So I've merged both of the aesthetics that I really like in my 2 spaces. I get the best of both worlds. I am satisfied in both places that I get to spend in the room. Again, this is a queen size bed. It is completely against the wall. This is like the end of the house, and then this is a real functioning closet. It does not hurt the closet for these to be up against it because I'm not leaning up against the closet. I'm more so leaning up against the wall, if anything. There is minimal pressure being put onto this door, so these pillows that I have here are just kind of a barrier between me and the door. But if I'm going to be unflattering to myself on the internet again, if I just lay down, if you can see, like I am like semi pushing the pillows towards the door, but like my weight is being supported by the wall, if that makes sense. So yes, this is really comfortable. If you are in a situation, I'm gonna sit back up. If you are lucky enough to be in a situation where you can have a whole room dedicated to just your hobbies, and you have a spare bedroom and just a bed already available, you can turn it into that cozy reading nook that you want it to be. Again, I've mentioned this many times, but I lust after that 6-penny day bed that everyone has. It's mainly Kennedy has it from Cozy K, and then There's another creator, another cozy creator that her name is slipping my mind right now, but she has a cozy business where she makes keycaps and iPhone charger stands, and she used to be an engineer. I'm gonna put her name. I feel like it's something Lay. They both have that bed, and I've just seen it around on social media, and it's really, really pretty. So I've just tried to imitate some of the elements I've seen people use for that. But I think I actually have more surface area anyways, because this is a literal bed. And even though I have so many pillows and plushies on this, when I'm not in the camera frame, I can just lay on this pretty efficiently. This big dragon squishmallow, I kind of just put it off to the side if I want to lay down more comfortably. This is probably my only enemy on this bed because he's so big, but all the other ones, it's really comfortable. And I have a blanket in the corner that I use if I get a little bit chilly, because this room is, the other reason I wanted to use this room for my hobby room is that it's the coldest room in the house, and my bedroom is where we get the most sun, so it gets really hot up there. So this room is also kind of a reprieve from that because I don't like being hot. So that's the bed area. We're gonna move on to my now art cart, formerly book cart, which is directly next to this closet. So now we are right next to the bed. This is to the right of the bed, and as you can see, my art cart is literally right next to the door. So my family, if they ever want to come into this room, there is absolutely no delicacy to be had when opening doors. So both my dad and my brother have slammed the door into the cups that are on here. So these cups, they hang off the side of the cart, and it's not like anything has been damaged, but the clattering is quite alarming when it happens. So I've been startled a few times, they've been startled. Now they know to open the door more carefully. This used to just be a book cart, so there was nothing to hit, and the stopper on the door had enough leeway to stop so that you wouldn't hit that in particular, but this cup pushes itself out just enough that it will hit it. So yeah, let's go over the art cart again. This will be like the third time that I'm showing it off. I really do love this thing. It has given me immense serotonin to have all of the pretty art supplies and coloring books organized on this thing. I spent probably a week organizing a Pinterest board, looking for people who have made this thing specifically, organized in an aesthetically pleasing way. The aesthetically pleasing part was very important to me because I wanted it to look nice in the space. I know that plenty of people have made art carts, but a lot of them unfortunately have looked like a disaster to me because it was more for practicality than aesthetics for them, and that is completely fine. Aesthetics are important to me. I wanted mine to look nice, and this is what I came up with. And then over here is a very tiny nightstand that was already in this bedroom actually. I think there were two in here, but the other one went into the other guest bedroom downstairs. This is a lamp that used to be my mom, which I believe she also got from a friend. It wasn't being used in the house. I really like the look of it. It's got these really pretty detailing in the metal on the hood. And then this is a candle with a shade on it, probably from Yankee Candle, if I'm being honest, not sure. They also belong to my mom, but she does not use them. So I switch out the ones that she has every now and again. And right now we have the peach one up there. I really like that one. And if you can see over in that corner, it's like a little camper. That is my wax melt. I got it off Amazon. It's really cute. I used to have a white one that kind of looked like a birdhouse or like a chapel. It was really pretty, but it broke. So I got this one, and I think it's really cute and it fits the aesthetic. And then those books over there are Nora Roberts special editions that I got off of eBay. I am super happy about that. I believe this is the entire collection. There's like 12 books there. I wonder if I can pull one out. Let's see, my turn. Oh, perfect. Okay. So they look like this, and they have beautiful spines. Picture of Nora herself on the back. This is The Law's Lady, a classic romantic treasures edition. All of the books are these really beautiful hardcovers. They look like that when they're naked. The naked spines match these spines. I just really love this collection. Pretty. So I've put it there for decoration. Hopefully I will read these eventually. These are from her Silhouette days. Nora has written over 200 books because she wrote for Silhouette back in the 80s and 90s. And Silhouette is the former name of Harlequin. So if you've seen Harlequin novels, which they're iconic and they're everywhere, she wrote a lot for them. And those are just kind of special editions from her time underneath that imprint. So I have those. this. I want to do one more in-depth look at my art cart in case you have never seen a video of it, but also if you would like to see me put it together, I'll leave that video above, as always. Okay, so I've pulled out the cart from the wall. Right here I have a bamboo organizer and I have a bunch of art supplies. Some of it, the first things I ever bought that I don't reach for as much. So in this little center part right here, these are from the 120 Crayola pencil set, which is the adult set. They say that the adult set, the only difference between it and the kids set is that the colors are more mature. I don't know what that exactly means, but it's just a regular Crayola pencil. It says Crayola and the color, so this is yellow orange, and they all just fit into the center part. Up here are my Artix colored pencils. I believe this is a 126 set. They fit into 2 of these compartments put together. I tried to color code them so that I can kind of find some colors. Over here I have gel crayons. This is from Shuttle Art. And then in the back, get in there please. In the back I have more gel crayons, and this is from Jupiter Earth. This is like more marketed towards kids than adults for coloring. And then over here are my Crayola Super Tips. I don't really use these almost ever, but I don't want to throw them away. I bought these probably as like a replacement for my old Super Tips at the beginning of the pandemic, because my old ones were all dried out and weird. So these were replaced those. They were just too new to throw away, and I'm sure I could find a use for them, so they sit here. On the side in these cups, I have the Color mechanical colored pencils. These were just too cool to pass up. So if you click it, the colored pencil lead comes out that side. I have not gotten the replacement leads yet, and hopefully those come back because they were on Amazon and then they were gone. In the back are the Grabby dual tone glitter pens. This one I've already used this much ink in the pen, and I've only had these for a few months, so I really like these glitter pens specifically. Over here I have, I'm not gonna say they're my favorite coloring books because I really like all the ones I have bought, but I did put the Bobby Good ones up here, and the Bobby Good ones are the most important. They're the most famous. So this is her latest book. This is the Night and Day series. I still have it in the plastic wrap because I'm too scared to color in it. All the pictures are so cute and I don't want to ruin a single page. So when I feel the most confident in my coloring skills, I will actually try her books, but until then they sit here looking pretty. I started coloring in the Roro's Diary coloring book. These are also super cute, also from an independent artist. But look at that, like the color scheme is not there. It's streaky. I didn't know what I was doing. And these are all alcohol markers. So my technique was not there and the color scheme just wasn't giving what it should have. So I have put this one, I tried doing something here and it doesn't look like what I would like it to look like. So I put these to the side until I feel more confident in my coloring skills. The independent artist coloring books, I want to save them. I'm gonna have to eventually color in a coloring book, right? But the independent artist ones, I want to make sure they get the treatment they deserve. I did start in this one. I started coloring Santa and his wife in the Coloring with Coco. I don't like what happened to her hair. Like the colors kind of bled in a weird way. And then I went over it with pencil to try and fix it. It kind of looks okay. I wanted kind of a salt and pepper look for her. Uh-oh, I didn't even know that was in there. I wanted kind of a salt and pepper look for that image and it just wasn't working. So again, these will just wait until I get better at coloring. And then the Teddy Brownie one, these are kind of like the Bobby Goods ones with teddy bears. And they're so cute and they're just doing little activities together. I really like them. Yeah, it's just a really awkward size, so it's gotta sit up like this. The other one, her other volume, is also still in plastic wrap. This one is when they go on like a road trip together. So let's go to the second level on this cart. Before we talk about the second tier, I do have a pair of scissors just hanging up top. These were formerly just sitting on my desk and I felt like this would be a good place to have them hanging on an art cart. So this row is almost all pens and markers. The front row is all glitter pens. These are both the Ohuhu and Grabby glitter markers. They are a bit more medium tipped, if you can see that. They have more of a medium shape to the nib. I haven't really used these just yet. I've been using more so these types of glitter pens right now, and in the grabby ones a lot. In the back here are Shuttle Art water-based markers. I put swatches on all of them, so now I know what the exact color is. These containers are all from Dollar Tree, these green ones. In the back is kind of just like a big bucket, also from Dollar Tree. I went to Target and they had one of those bathroom organizers that are in small cups, and then I put those into the bottom of this bigger organizer. So I'm gonna take it out so you can see what I'm talking about. I can only fit 2, so it's kind of a janky setup to separate the colors, but it's working. This green container, I have one here and then one in the back, and then these are just kind of separated in the gaps right here. If you can see, the markers kind of taper, so they take up less space inside the bottom of the bucket. So I just kind of went with it. Greens and browns are together, orange and yellows are together, blue, purples, grays are together in the back, and then pinks and reds are together. I just decided that, and that's how they're separated here. And then on the other side in the back are some coloring books. I'll show you that as well. I'll turn the card around for you to see. Okay, so I have just, when I get into a hobby, I really get into a hobby. So I know about all of these independent artists who have made coloring books, and I bought them because I want to support artists, but also I have an addiction right now. So I have all 3 of the Elijah Deck coloring books in here. Here's 2. Have I colored in this one? I did. I colored, the volume 2 is the first one I got from her. And then I also did this page again with the streakiness of it all. I tried plaid for the first time. The plants, oh, that one's the free sample that came with the 3rd volume. This is the exact page that I colored, so I put it into this one because I want to try it again when I get better at coloring. So glad she sent that. And then here's volume 1, which is so cute. Okay, she will not be restocking volume 1 ever again, so I had to get that one. And then I have the Fructus Illustrations coloring books, all 4 volumes. So this is the summer one. I don't think I'll be pulling all of those out. And then I just have some berry coloring and VB Tintas back here. So like Gummy and Pecky, that one's really cute. Okay, so let's move on to the 3rd row. Here, these are stationery left over from my bullet journaling days, another hobby I would like to get back into. So these are my Stabilo pens. These are the 0.88 fine 0.8 Stabilos. I forget what pack this was, probably a 24. These are kind of like a knockoff that I got on Amazon. And then these are some Papermates that were gifted to me for Christmas at my job, so I just put them in here, and that's it. So let's go to the last row now. All right, in these cups off to the right are Mr. Pen highlighters. I use those to start annotating books. I annotated literally 1 book, and I haven't done it since, but I have read some amazing books since I did that first annotation, and I would like to do that in one of my rereads again. Because I don't physically read my books, I feel like going back to annotate the physical book is not something that would actually hurt me. I used to think that the thought of writing in your books was so terrible, but I kind of like the idea of writing my own thoughts in my books. I just have to get over the hump of doing it. And then to the left I have glitter highlighters, and those are super cool. They are very, very sparkly and I love them, so I would also like to use those when annotating books. I would like to do these for favorite books specifically. I have a lot of quotes and a lot of books that I love dearly that I would like to go and highlight in glittery ink. So those are the sides, and let's do the front first. As you can see in the front, I have more Shuttle Art markers. I had to rearrange the markers that are in the back to fit these in because these were originally on my desk. So what happened is that when I went through the Black Friday sale on TikTok, they were selling basically everything super discounted, and they had the 105 set as the biggest set available, and then I purchased that, and a couple days later they had the 120 set available. The only difference between the two is that they are brush tip and fine tip, and then brush tip and ultra fine tip. So they're basically the same exact marker. These down here are the fine tip. It's kind of like a bullet tip more than anything. And the shuttle arts are actually pretty good. I like the feel of the brush. The colors are nice, but water-based markers tear up paper, so I am going to have to invest in watercolor paper to really use these types of markers to their full potential. So now we're going to go to the back side where all my acrylic markers are. To the left are those black markers are grabby markers. They are still water-based markers. And then to the right are two different sets of acrylic markers. I can't remember which ones are shuttle art or grabby. I think the ones to the far end are grabby and the ones in the middle are shuttle art. Let me check. These are shuttle art. These are grabby. These are two-sided markers. Okay, and then in the middle that you can't see are also acrylics. These are grabby as well. You have to shake these and then it'll shake up the ink and then you have to push it on the paper. So I don't care how those are stored because you can just shake them up. Okay, so that's the art cart. We're gonna put that back and then move on to my bookshelf and entertainment system. This is the front part of the room where I have my bookshelves, and then I have my TV, which is massive. This is a 65-inch TV. And I also have a region-free DVD player, which I talked about in my 2024 favorites video. I put that in here for the purpose of watching my Japanese DVDs. The Blu-ray player in my room is now no longer region free, so I needed a solution for that, and I decided to get a whole nother DVD player. It felt like too small of a problem to get another Blu-ray player. Blu-ray players definitely are better. They upscale your image. So if you have DVDs, they will look so much nicer if you get a Blu-ray player. But this is kind of that situation where it's like I have a couple of Japanese DVDs in the collection. I buy everything in Blu-ray now if it's available, but sometimes things in Japan are not available on Blu-ray. So if I have to buy in DVD, I will, and that being Japanese concerts. So 2 of the Hi Jets concerts were not available in Blu-ray, and then almost all of my Heisei Jump backlist is in DVD. So from 2009 probably to 2014, I think maybe even 2015. I think 2015 was the last year they only made it available in DVD. And then from then on, I have all of theirs in Blu-ray. So all that being said, is I got this DVD player underneath my gingerbread house for that purpose, and it's in here. Now, it's silly because the screen is so big that you can see every single pixel that is in the image, but it works, and for now, I quite like it. Also, it's just a cute little setup with the gingerbread house on top of it. So let me show you what's actually going on the shelf. Okay, so from left to right, over here are the speakers, which are not currently turned on. I just have to press that button and then it turns on the speakers. Once I do that, I can control the speakers with the Roku remote. So I can use this bad boy over here. It has a volume rocker on the side, and it also has a mute button. This controls the actual volume of the TV, I guess you could call it. I do turn the speaker itself off at night. Over here, I have the Fisher-Price records in here. These are 33 1/3 RPM, so they're tiny records. There's a Snow White one. A lot of these are scratched, so they came with the record player. And then there are other coloring books in here. I only have one independent artist coloring book in here. These other ones are failed coloring books in my eyes, so they sit in here. And then this is also kind of where my coloring book sat to begin with, and where future overflow will probably end up. Over here I have my planner, a Funko Pop of Harry Potter during Herbology. Here's the gingerbread house and the region-free DVD player, and on this other side over here are King and Prince and Sexy Zone CDs. And then this is a Happy Little Donut, heart donut from Valentine's Day. Okay, so this part right here is the music station on my shelf. I thought that I needed something that was cohesive where all of my music playing devices could go. So finally, this record player is permanently plugged into a power strip inside of the bookcase. It does not turn on unless you pull the handle up. And it has a setting on the side where it says 33 and 45. It is stuck on 33 because I don't play my big records on here as much. It is possible. I don't think it's recommended though. So let me show you both a 33 and a 45, which is a regular sized record. The 33 being the children's stories.
The story of Cinderella. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring like this. Let's begin now. Once upon a time, in a tiny kingdom, there was a gentle and lovely girl named Cinderella. She lived with her cruel stepmother and 2 ugly stepsisters.
On the left side, I have my camera gear as well as some of those Japanese DVDs that I was talking about earlier, just together on this shelf. I really wanted the rearrangement of the shelf to be efficient, so I just put camera gear here that was constantly being thrown around the room. So my Canon M50 kind of just sits there. I would like to find new uses for her. I do not want to sell her yet. I love so many of the lenses on that mount. I just can't give her up yet. And then one of my mics is sitting behind her. And then in the little bin are like camera straps and batteries, mini tripods, other mics, just camera gear just sitting over there. Also my camera bag, my little brown one, is back there as well. Here's a better shot of the concert DVDs. These are mainly concert DVDs and a few dramas. So Oni-chan Gacha, Shark, 49. And then there is a stage play, Endless Shock, off to the far right. Everything else is a concert, mainly Heisei Chum, because of the reason I mentioned earlier. And joke's on me, they only had DVDs up until 2017, 2018. So for a very long time, they did not offer Blu-ray when everyone else was. So these last 4 shelves are mainly just double stacked books. As you can see on the far left, my Alpha Smarts sit in that corner. And then at the very bottom right shelf is the subwoofer to the speaker system, the Logitech speaker system. So I'll show you that, and then that would end everything that's on the shelf. I don't think I want to do book tours because that's just too in-depth for me. And then down here is the subwoofer, and then more books, again double stacked. Also those little boxes down there next to the mic are audiobooks on cassette tape. So this is my desk setup. It is an L-shaped desk. The longer part of the desk is from IKEA. If I remember to, I will put the tabletop name on the screen. It's a pretty common one. It's not the actual countertop. I know that one's called the Carlby. In future desk makeovers or whatever I get to do with my desk in the future, I would love, love, love if I could use the countertop instead. This is fine. It's not flimsy. I don't ever feel like it's in danger of breaking, but I wish it was sturdier. I'm not sure if I would want to replace my drawer with Alex drawers, but that's also an option. I just want things to be sturdier in the future. So there's that. And then if I'm turned around, to the right of me is the Target shelf. That shelf is sitting on top of a desk that my brother used during college, and I commandeered it during the pandemic, and that was my main desk for a while. And then it became too small for what I wanted to do, and now it sits on the side as an L-shaped desk. I can't imagine working off of a desk that's small now because I have so much space, desk space. So yes, let me show you the shelf over here. It has been rearranged since the last time I have shown it. Before I do actual close-ups, I want to point out that my game controllers now sit on the top of my bookshelf, and I just switch them out whenever I feel like it. So that's where they're being stored. Okay, so this is the top shelf of the bookcase on my desk, and I don't remember what was up there before, but I've made this into all of my camera lenses. So I have some vintage lenses and RF mount lenses for Canon and also EOS M lenses also for Canon. Because I have two mount systems for Canon, I was just unlucky and got the M50 at the end of its life cycle, so I didn't have a lot of time with it compared to other people. So I have a lot of adapters for both mounts. So a lot of this stuff might be an adapter for an EOS M, or it's the same lens for the EOS M that I repurchased for the RF mount. I will show you one of the cases, and a lot of the vintage lenses I would really like to use this year. I just didn't use them in 2024 the way I would have liked. In 2023 I really fiddled with them and had a lot of fun, but 2024 I really didn't open up the vintage lenses. So let me show you those. So here I have some of my 7 Artisan cinema lenses. These are the ones that I regularly use for filming. So the one you're looking at now is the 50mm. This one is the 12T 2.9. So if I knew that was going to happen. All right, so if I take this one out, they're fully metal, which is why that clatter was so loud. I don't use the 12 as much as I thought I would because I don't particularly like how it looks. Not performance-wise, but the way it makes my room look, I don't really care for it. So that's more of a me problem. I will use this in 2025 and get my money's worth. But yeah, here's one of them. They are quite weighty. They're pretty heavy lenses because of them being full metal. And these were sitting here because I am actively using all of my cinema lenses. So there's those. So I'm gonna pull out some of the vintage ones. These are Dollar Tree organizers, by the way. So these, I think I bought these in 2024, right? Yeah, I did. And I didn't really get to use them. So this is the Canon FD Zoom 35 to 105. And on an APS-C, that's gonna make this like 50mm to 125. I can't do math like that in my head. I don't have a full frame camera, so it's not gonna be exactly like this, but I do really like this lens. The macro on it is a little bit finicky for the way I would like to use it. FD mounting systems have a bayonet mounting system, so they're just a pain to put onto your camera, but I do like the images that come out of them. So I have the 35 to 105. I watched a video from a cinematographer YouTuber who used it during his production, and I just went to eBay. And this is why I need to take eBay off of my phone, because I will immediately buy vintage lenses based on those videos. I have, the 28mm. I recorded my Vegas vlog on this one. That was a mistake, but hey, not because it didn't look good, but because it was a vlog, so I was almost always out of focus. The 50mm, this one is the best looking one out of the bunch, I think, and probably the most iconic. These are all Canon FDs, if I didn't say that. And then the last one in here is the, what is this? Oh yes, the 135. I love this one. Super zooms. I practiced my super close-ups with this and I had a lot of fun, and I would like to do that again. I just really want to play around with lenses one day. Oh, and this is the built-in hood, so you can like push it up and then do that and it goes away. Keeps the sun out of the lens's eyes. Okay. And so those just sit on the top shelf. I also have, most of my lenses are TT Artisan or 7 Artisan. The people who run both companies were at the same company at one point and they split. So the image looks quite similar, if you ask me, between the TT Artisan and the 7 Artisan. TT Artisan went the extra budget route and 7 Artisan went a little bit more budget premium, I think. They're both budget companies, but they're just different, and I always mix them up. So this is a 100mm. This does the soap bubbles, and I've been dying to use this, but I just haven't found a moment, like a use case to use this. I really want to use it so badly, but you need lights behind your subject to get those soap bubbles, which means I would have to take it out, and I just don't know when I would take it out. So I'm waiting on that moment. I really want to use this. I have a fisheye lens from TT Artisans. This is a 7.5. I've used this 2 times so far and I would like to use it more. And then I have a 100mm macro. This thing is huge. Look at that. All right, so I'm gonna put those away. Okay, so this is now my art section of the shelf. This did not exist before because I just bought a ton of art supplies in a flurry. So I had to rearrange my entire cozy hobby room to accommodate that. And I decided to put my Ohuhu markers in a bamboo organizer, as well as my Ohuhu water-based paper-friendly markers and the Ohuhu Maui markers, which are their water-based ones that are not paper-friendly. You have to use watercolor paper for them to be really nice. So that whole acrylic organizer, which I'll pull out to show you, I feature this in my 2024 favorites video. This acrylic organizer just itches my brain in the right way. It's so pretty to me. So the side is completely open. There are compartments on this side. They do advertise it with people using it for art supplies, so that is its advertised purpose. It can of course be used for other things, but most people in those reviews were using it for art. So I'm just using this for water-based markers. I don't know why I really like water-based markers because they tear up the page, but I like the way that they flow, if that makes sense. I can't explain it. They're just a lot of fun. So I have all of these. And then these are 89% of my Ohuhus. Not all 320 colors fit on here, unfortunately. So I have a few, my grays that are on the organizer at the other side of my desk. I wish they could all fit, but unfortunately that just didn't happen. So who knows, this is probably like 300 of the markers. So at the very bottom, I decided to hook up my gaming consoles. I have a Steam Deck and a Nintendo Switch. I am a pretty casual, cozy gamer. I would like to go more in depth into this hobby in 2025. And I have my stack of physical Switch games underneath the Nintendo Switch. I did not get very many for its life cycle, and the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming, so I don't know what that means for these physicals. I feel like I will end up upgrading. Not sure what I'm going to do with this console just yet, but it's sitting there. And then the Steam Deck, which I've been using for Field of Mystria. That's been a lot of fun. I tried Tiny Glade, didn't like it on the Steam Deck. It was just really hard to control, even if I used a mouse and keyboard. I just heard it wasn't that great of an experience on the Steam Deck, and I feel like people were right. So they're over there, and everything is connected with a HDMI switcher because now I have too many consoles and computing devices for the amount of HDMI cables I have in my screen. So I have a Mac Mini, my old laptop, the Nintendo Switch, and the Steam Deck. I only had 3 HDMI ports. I needed that 4th one. I got the HDMI switcher and it's been working great. It has to be a high-powered one though because it's a 4K display. It needed a lot of power. I'm pretty proud of the way that my desk looks. That clock I got from Home Goods to replace the old Mac digital one. It's the one I get asked the most questions about, but I was kind of tired of the look and I really like how clean and pretty this one looks. However, I do hate that the date and day don't turn on their own and I always forget. So it is definitely not the 13th, it's the 20th. I haven't changed it for 7 days, but I still like that the monitor is sitting on Nancy Drew books. I think that kind of showcases that I'm a reader, even though I don't read Nancy Drew. My Mac Mini is off to the right. I have an M2 Pro and I don't have any need to upgrade because I can barely use Final Cut, which is what I bought it for. That's the desk setup. Oh, and I also have the Logitech speakers that I've been rocking with since almost the beginning of my desk setups. This is the second pair of Logitech speakers I ever bought. They are a step up from the cheapest ones you can get. Actually, probably 2 steps up. They're the ones that are black that I see in a lot of setups and they're so cute, but I just needed better sound quality. So I got these. And this one comes with a remote. This little puck right here is the remote. And yeah, I love it. I have 2 keyboards for no reason up here. I usually put another one away, but I just didn't this time. So that's cool. We're gonna move on to the left side of my desk. Okay, to the left, I have this portable monitor that I got from Inocien. They kindly sent this to me. It is a touchscreen 4K portable monitor. Unfortunately, when I hook up a Fire Stick, I cannot take advantage of the 4K Fire Sticks. So this is a regular 1080p one. My videos can only go up to 1080p, but they look gorgeous on this display. It's an OLED display. It's glossy. It's really pretty. Before I was rocking with another portable monitor that was also gifted to me. and that one was matte, and it was more for gaming. It was a really nice one and I still have it, but I was really holding out for a company to send me a 4K one if I was ever going to upgrade. So this is that one. I really like it. I never put out a review of sorts for this other than me showing it off. My official review of this is that first, it's very expensive. I don't think I could in good consciousness recommend it based off of the price, because for this price I feel like you could get, well, actually you could buy a Nintendo Switch for this price. It's a gorgeous screen, but I just don't know if it's worth that price. If you can afford it and it's, you know, it's only a drop in the bucket for you, then I would recommend it. I really like it. My only gripe truly is that it can't play a 4K Fire Stick, and that's just how I use my portable monitors, as essentially a second TV when I'm sitting at my desk and doing other things. So let me turn on the little brown radio and then show you how it plays. Let's do Sam and Victor, my favorites. Okay, so this is the other organizer that has the rest of my gray ohuhus and my one black ohuhu. And then there are Arctics alcohol markers, which was the first pack of alcohol markers that I ever got. So I'm going to show you that it rotates and it has gel pens and acrylic markers on the back side. Okay, so you can just lift it up. I try to be careful with it because it is very heavy and unevenly weighted. So the alcohol markers are really weighing it down. So on this side, it's all acrylics, and these are my Jelly Roll pens. And then I have some of these Signo Uniball white pens, or just one rather. And I have separated them sort of by their category. I just like that it has duality and it can store a little bit more and also just be a space saver. But the weight of the alcohol markers on this side makes it hard to swivel. So I would say that the swivel is not the strongest. So I'm gonna put this one back. I do like it, just like I said, not the strongest swivel. If I had a sturdier desk that was deeper, or maybe a room that had space for a desk just dedicated to art, this would be perfect, because then I would have the space to swivel it without restriction. But for now, I really like it. And then over here is my big acrylic organizer that has all of my 520 color colored pencils in them, as well as my pastel Oros Arctics alcohol markers. I just wanted to try them. And then the other side are the skin tone Arctics markers. These are the bullet point, not the brush tip, because they were cheaper. They work pretty well. I prefer brush tip like most people, but the bullet point is fine once you get a technique going. So love that, love that. Really into this acrylic organizer. It's so pretty. I am quickly losing sunlight and the soft boxes don't look that great. So last thing, I have my coffee station, which is dressed up for Valentine's Day. I have my Snoopy mugs and the hot cocoa from Christmas that I still haven't used yet, but I would like to. And then below that is a drawer with just some of my coffee supplies and still a few Christmas mugs. But that's it. We have circled the entire room, and it's just a cozy little space that I enjoy being in. All right, so that is my entire cozy hobby room. Hopefully that was in-depth enough. I didn't really show you my 65-inch TV, but you can look at my 2024 favorites. I just hate taking video of the TV because it's so large, and I feel like it makes the space look not as nice as I feel like it looks. In my eyes, it just on camera, it looks weird. Let me know. I'm trying to figure that one out. But that's it. Hopefully you were able to enjoy this. Let me know if you would like a tour of my actual bedroom. I have done a video about the theater system in there specifically, but I've never really done a room tour. There's not much to see, but if you would like that, that could be a follow-up video. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you soon on YouTube. Bye.